outdoor air pollution place a major burden on world health. Indoor air pollution is responsible for one death every 20 seconds. In many urban areas, exposure to air pollution is the main environmental threat to human health. Long-term exposure to high levels of soot and small particles in the air contributes to a wide range of health effects, including respiratory diseases, lung cancer and heart disease. Particulate pollution on its own or in combination with sulfur dioxide leads to an enormous burden of ill health. Among the 20 worst affected countries for indoor air pollution are Afghanistan, Angola, the Democratic Republic of the Congo, Eritrea, Ethiopia, Liberia, Madagascar, Malawi, Mali, Niger, Rwanda, Sierra Leone, Somalia and Tajikistan. Here, approximately 5% or more of the total burden of disease is caused by indoor air pollution. In 9 countries, Afghanistan, Angola, Bangladesh, China, the Democratic Republic of the Congo, Ethiopia, Indonesia, Nigeria and Pakistan, indoor air pollution is responsible for a total of more than 1.5 million deaths a year. In developed countries too, air pollution is a concern. Denmark, Finland, Luxembourg, Austria, Belgium, France, Germany, Ireland and Spain have breached air pollution ceilings. In Sao Paulo, a study considered the air quality to have a direct correlation to respiratory problems in children and even dangerous for unborn children. According to the American Lung Association of Minnesota, elements at home and workplaces have been increasingly recognized as threats to respiratory health. The most common pollutants in the United States are radon, combustion products, biological, molds, pet dander pollen, volatile organic compounds, lead dust and asbestos. There are an estimated 40 million individuals in the United States who are affected by allergies due to pollution inside their homes. What is truly shocking are the mortality numbers that are attributed to household air pollution. Globally, 4.3 million deaths were attributable to household air pollution in 2012, almost all in low and middle income countries. The Southeast Asian and Western Pacific regions bear most of the burden. Rural cooking practices do play a major role in this death toll, but one needs to also look closely at the huge numbers of allergies, respiratory diseases and ill health that is being caused by the silent killers which sit tight within our own homes.
Delhi is the most polluted city in the world today. Even worse, among the 20 most polluted cities across the world, India has 13 of them. Today, let's take a look at why our cities have become death traps with air that is unbreathable both indoors and outdoors.
India is in the group of countries that has the highest particulate matter levels. Its cities have the highest levels of PM10 and PM2.5 when compared to other cities. At 153 micrograms, Delhi has the highest level of airborne particulate matter PM2.5, considered most harmful. These figures are 6 times more than the WHO's safe limit of 25 micrograms. Professor J.M. Dave began monitoring the air quality in several cities in India in 1963.
At that time, you see, we had two monitoring standard norms. One was 20 micron and 10 micron. We did not have 2.5. At that time, PM10 used to be in a range of 150, 200. You see, all the engines, all the way from Ahmedabad, we also recorded a very high. Jaipur, we had a station recorded very high. Delhi recorded very high. Kanpur recorded very high. But Bhopal, Chennai, Calcutta, they had all below 50 micrograms.
So the problem has been there for so many years.
Yeah, so many years. It is what we call a eternal problem. Now, as I discussed with you earlier, the Main issue is because of the natural dust. You see, there is enormous dust raised by the summer strong winds from the Rajasthan desert. What happens is this sand moves, grinds in the wind and generates very fine particles which are lifted by the air, and it travels all the way up to, you see, all the way up to Himalayas. Delhi pollution, we have created a problem for us. You see, any city, capital city, new ones like Canberra, Washington DC, Stockholm, or even Brasilia, which I have been a consultant, there no industries are allowed. In Delhi also, Luton did not plan for the industry. It was a green, small, low-level city. Then came DDA and came influx of refugees from Punjab. We had to create employment, we had to create houses. So we created Punjabi Bagh, when we created Kailash, and we created a defense colony. All these areas, together with that, we added industrial areas. Now, industrial areas contributed severely to pollution, to the highly rich people having automobile traffic, lower class people, slums, services. It has created a really mess of the Delhi.
What Delhi can do to clean its air, control vehicular pollution, remove industries, reduce densification, control Rajasthan desert dust. The problem today in the national capital is so severe that we are now battling it even inside our homes. The air quality indoors is no longer insulated. In fact, Delhi-based architect Rajat Sodhi proposes that we encapsulate the entire city in a bubble. Yes, the Bubbles project has been proposed by OR Project, which has its offices in London, Beijing and New Delhi. They propose to cover a substantial part of the city in a bubble to ensure that people can breathe clean air. Constructed from ETFE, a polymer that is a stretchy type of plastic, the material is highly resistant to heat and can save energy.
Well, the Bubbles project, or the idea for the Bubbles, is to create an envelope that protects the clean air that is produced by trees, and use that for either medicinal purposes or in an urban environment which is very polluted, like you have in Delhi or Bombay and other cities in developing countries, a place where people can go and breathe clean air for at least a couple of hours in a day. So that's kind of the essence of where Bubbles comes in. The way we do it is we identify green spaces in a city. For instance, in Delhi you could take Deer Park, or you could take Shri Fort, and we cover the green spaces with a skin made of ETFE panels, and the idea is to then keep the clean air protected and avoid the clean air from mixing up with bad polluted air. And once you have this kind of clean green air envelope, allow people to come in, or allow specific buildings like health facilities or hospitals to then use the naturally clean green air for breathing.
So realistically, how could we use it in a place like Delhi?
Well, there are different ways in which the Bubbles proposal can be implemented. I think one of the more ambitious ways to do it would be to cover either part or whole of South Delhi in a series of bubbles. I think what I often think about is a way in which, say, for instance, take South Extension, take Hoskas, take Panchsheel, take some of these residential colonies that are serviced by a large park, and then cover the park, keep the clean air within that, and then extend it to residential areas only, and avoid arterial roads from where a lot of car pollution is kind of comes into the bubble or mixes with the air.
Features of the bubbles are create and keep clean air, naturally regulate the temperature of 25 degrees throughout the year, can cover office buildings, residential spaces, hospitals and schools. While Delhi tops the charts for air pollution, a number of our other cities are fast climbing the chart. Almost all of the most polluted cities in India are located in the north, with Uttar Pradesh, Punjab and Rajasthan. Of the worst 30 cities, Uttar Pradesh has 9, Punjab has 5 and Rajasthan 4. Madhya Pradesh and Maharashtra had 3 cities each, while Jammu and Kashmir, Bihar and Uttarakhand had 1 each. The others include Raipur in Chhattisgarh and Ahmedabad in Gujarat. UP, Punjab and Delhi also lie in the fog belt of northern India, and there is evidence to show that air pollution is worsening the problem. India's most polluted cities: Delhi, Patna, Gwalior, Raipur, Ahmedabad, Lucknow, Firozabad, Kanpur, Amritsar, Ludhiana. The 5 cities with the cleanest air were all located in South India. 2 were in Kerala, Kollam and Pathanamthitta, 1 in Karnataka, Hassan, 1 in Tamil Nadu, Madurai and Pondicherry. Despite having industries, cities in the south are cleaner due to climate conditions. Chennai, despite being one of the main cities of India with tourism and industries, is one of the least polluted today.